sports. Welcome to Ypsilanti, and just a few miles away from the Big House, where this house is home to the Eastern Michigan Eagles, and we are anticipating a great turnout and a sensational game in this one. We're really looking forward to this matchup. You've got a team that's made its way into the top 25, now trying to pass an all-important road test. As we'll see the number 18 team in the country, the Houston Cougars, taking on a team recharged after a much-needed bye week, the Eastern Michigan Eagles. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Eastern Michigan ready to kick it off and get this game going. From back of the end zone, he'll bring it out. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Oh, what vision. And there he goes. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Cougars!
How about that play? And yeah, that was a great job by the return man, but how about the execution and the blocking? Everybody getting a hat on a hat. They set up that return perfectly. You can't start a game better than that.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. How about that for starting things with a bang? Opening kickoff and house that baby. What a job there. They're just about to boot it away full of energy after housing that last kickoff. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. So the Eagles offense will get the first possession of the game. As we take a look at our impact players for this one, what are you looking for, Jesse, for a guy to make an impact?
Well, these are simply put the leaders of this football team, and generally games go how these guys play. If they make plays, then they've got a shot to win this one.
No doubt, they got to show up. These are the team leaders. These guys have to play well if they're going to win the football game.
Eastern Michigan going fast.
And that would be the definition of first down success. Putting yourself in a good position. It's 2nd and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice first down execution.
To the air, it's Powell. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. Eastern Michigan will be forced to punt.
Number 17, on to kick it away.
He's got great speed. Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. So Houston's offense will get the ball for the first time. And it won't be easy to throw the ball down the field today, David, because both of these teams have lockdown corners.
I mean, these guys shut down half of the field. Playmaking cornerbacks that really can play man-to-man and lock down the best guys on the other side.
Yeah, if I'm a quarterback in this game, I am taking a calculated risk if I'm thrown towards one of these two dudes because you're just asking to get picked off.
Complete to the wideout.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10.
First down for the offense.
Running back searching for a hole. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. Moving quickly, trying to rattle the D. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will pounce on you and seize momentum. Listen, I know there are a lot of DBs out there that all they want to do is get interceptions and dance in the end zone. This dude likes to put his face in the fan, get close to the line of scrimmage, and tackle. And on the opening drive that he's out there, he gets a huge tackle for loss early. That is a statement play.
He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. From the red zone, looking for a man. Floats it out in space. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Holding. Offense.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. The Cougars are moving quickly down the field. They'll try the run. One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you could tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
Now on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Safe completion on the screen. He was smelling that end zone, but they get him down at the 4 after the big pass play. Houston wants to play fast.
First and goal, Houston.
Turning to the running game on 1st and goal. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line and no farther.
I think it would be great if this offense leaned on the run game more in the red zone. Leaned on their back, man. Give it to him. Let him do his thing. He hadn't even gotten the end zone.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Houston. Hello.
Houston.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. That touchdown drive covered 61 yards. And they finished it off with the score from the 4.
Eastern Michigan, 0.
From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Eastern Michigan takes over as the offense heads to the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
A strike downfield. Nothing but green ahead. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Eagles! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
What a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Oh, he's going to take a chance. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Houston offense ready to go back to work. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
After the incompletion, looking at second down. They'll try it over the left side. He kept those legs moving, got 3 out to the 19.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs, but I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion? Houston sends the punt team onto the field. I wouldn't quite call it a shank, but that's not exactly going to go on the resume reel. On the return, it's Purdy. No chance for any kind of return there. They were all over him as soon as he caught the football. Eastern Michigan has it back as the Eagle offense returns to the field. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Pollock.
Yeah, you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
Scanning the field, it's Powell. They'll run the screen. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. And the Eagles will hustle to the line.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous, if you want to be a blitzer all the time, I like running the screen right behind him. Did a great job throwing the screen. Almost broke this one for a long game, but it just keeps the defense a little bit more honest if you want to start bringing a lot of pressure.
Brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And the quarterback is snowed under.
This offense is going to have to come up with a plan to block this guy. He is an absolute monster, and he showed you all his tools on that sack.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Wants to bring it back. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. The offense lining up for a 1st down play. They'll run the option. He'll toss it. And some room to work. He's loose down the left side. The 10. Touchdown Cougars. And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call.
Number 33.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous if he gets into the 2nd level. Great vision, and then David shows you the speed.
Just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. They couldn't draw up a drive better than that one. Just gashed them for the big play in the running game. 1 snap, 1 touchdown. We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the 2nd period and they try to find a way to answer. Kickoff team is on the field. They'll try to drive this one deep. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Eastern Michigan takes over as the offense heads to the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Paula, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch.
And the Heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, and after not getting any sacks a week ago, we knew he was going to be a little frustrated, but he told us this week he wasn't going to try to press. He was just going to go out in this game, be himself, knowing the numbers and the stats would come. He's off to a great start in this game.
Took a shot as he threw. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. Wide receiver shows motion. On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Eastern Michigan will be forced to punt. He'll try to really get into this one. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. Houston sending the offense back onto the field. After that last explosive running play, David, why not just try it again, right?
I mean, why not? Such a big, long, explosive run. You think, Jesse, maybe give it to him again? Or do you say, hey, QB, throw that thing out there?
I think you keep it on the ground, David. Honestly, I was watching the offensive line. They were fired up after that long touchdown run. You know they just want to go back out there again and get some push.
Dances away from one. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
Tackled, but he has a first down.
Well, as a defense, you know this is going to be a challenge every time you face this offense. They're one of the 25 best in the nation at getting first downs because they can pick them up in a variety of ways, including running the football. You have got to be physical when facing off against this offense.
Wide out in motion. They're getting this guy lathered up. What a good run there. He has enough for the first down.
Well, right away after picking up a first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend.
Lets it fly deep downfield. But that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
And there's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
And this running back right now is sending a very clear message. He doesn't want to just be known as a guy that can run around you or run away from you. He wants you to know he can lower the shoulder and get those tough yards if need be.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. They've got a solid drive working, but now looking at 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw, using the back as a receiver on the screen. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time. This is a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. He lets it fly. And he makes the catch inside the 10. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. They'll try to get it in with the run.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer.
Unsuccessful second down, and now I'm immediately thinking, I got a little bit more than I want, so what are my pass plays? What am I going to get into here offensively to try to have success on third down?
That one did not go well. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of 6. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. It's good, and they'll push that lead out a little further. They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Eastern Michigan has it back as the Eagle offense returns to the field. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is an opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity in front of them in the game right now. You got to get some points on the board. You got to create something positive, Jesse. There hasn't been a whole lot to be positive about in the first half.
If I'm playing quarterback, I'm locating my go-to guy at receiver. Who can I count on one-on-one to go and make me a play? Maybe even one-on-two. Who can go up, catch the ball, get us some yards, and get us some points?
Here we go. And go.
To the air, it's Powell. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. The Houston offense comes onto the field. This has been an impressive first half, and Jesse, they'd love nothing better than to tack another one on before the break.
And why would they want to stop at this point? Everything they've dialed up, they've been able to execute throwing and running the football.
And how critical is it for this defense to get a stop down right now before the half? They can create some momentum on their side by getting a stop before the half.
Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. And back to the air on 2nd down. Fires into traffic, intercepted. They got him down quickly after the pick, and he'd already made the biggest play, and they've got it at the 38.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. They're in the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 20. Looking to move it through the air. That's caught. It's Bargava. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker.
A nice job by the defense there tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down.
They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half.
4-2 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Just threw that one away to avoid disaster.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, everybody won. They get the incompletion, now setting up 4th.
And this one splits the uprights. That late in the half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. Here's the return from inside his 10. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. Just enough time for one final play in this half. He's looking to throw it. Feeling some heat. Blasted as he lets it go. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, fellas. The end of a very entertaining first 2 quarters of football in Ypsilanti. And it's been said football is a game of inches. And guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen and panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. And just like that, let's send it back to the guys inside the factory.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Eastern Michigan takes over as the offense heads to the field. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the first half.
I think they got to do a better job with pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well because they're probably at this point expecting this offense to have to keep throwing, considering they did have success in the first half.
Unloads quickly. And he's knocked down immediately, but a good pickup on that play. Eastern Michigan going fast. Defense dropping into soft coverage. Just ran him over. He kept those legs moving, got 3 out to the 19. 4 punts already, and they've got to convert here to avoid a 5th. Looking downfield, it's Powell. He's got his man, and he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Eastern Michigan will be forced to punt. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Secures it at the 30. Slips through the line. Touchdown, Houston! The special teams with a special moment. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
And every year there's exciting new freshmen to look at and talk about and pub up. And this guy got a lot of that pub, and you see why. The dynamic play on special teams. You could see the speed, you can see the wheels, and you know the reason the fans were jacked up when they signed this guy this year.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Nevada is in front. They've responded well to all the off-the-field chatter this week, but they still have to finish the job, and that is no sure thing right now. They're up by a field goal over the Pandas. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Makes the grab. Still on his feet at the 45. Afterburner's coming. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30+. They didn't just jumpstart that drive. They've electrified it, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle here, looking for a path to the end zone. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. 3rd and goal from way back there. Wants to throw. It's Powell. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. And here comes the field goal unit for the 2nd time tonight. From the right hash, and this distance makes that angle not quite so severe. right down the boulevard. It's good. So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here comes the Houston offense once again. The give to the back. Crosses the 30, he's got away. And he breaks into the open. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Houston, hello! And the punishment has been extended.
Love the play call offensively. They knew the defense were crowding a lot of bodies close to the line of scrimmage, and once they were able to get into the second level, all they had to do was make one guy miss and get one good angle. And with the speed that ball carrier has, man, that thing was a sure shot touchdown.
From inside the 15, here comes the return. Nice, just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. And let's see what kind of ball plays this offense has ready. Using his legs, it's Curry. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
The offense getting set for a first down from the 45. Gives it to the back on the draw. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
I think one of the hardest things to do is stick to the run when it's not working. But it's those runs right there that are the reason why you have to do it, right? You can't get too one-dimensional. Keep slipping those runs in there. Keep getting a little bit of positive yards. Next thing you know, you look up and you might break one of those after you got them a little bit tired.
The Eagles are on the move. Dropping back, it's Powell. Makes the grab down the middle. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
They got more sacks than a grocery store. Goodness gracious, time and time again, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground. This defense having their way.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. Eastern Michigan has it and a fresh set of downs. Defense in press coverage. From the gun, the give, looking for room. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
Defense there to stop him after he picked up a yard. Ball's at the 17. Now facing a 3rd and long. Motion from the offense. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. And they'll run the field goal unit back out there. This kicker has already banged a couple through. He'll line it up from 34 yards out. Never a doubt. They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away.
38, Eastern Michigan, 16.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Houston offense ready to go back to work. Ben, that last drive, if you want to call it that, was efficient. One big run for a score, David. See if they can do it again.
Yeah, and I find it hard-pressed they're not going to give it right back to him. You break that long of a run, get a touchdown, Jesse, I'm assuming he's going to touch it again.
You're absolutely right, Dave. Everybody in this stadium, I think, is expecting him to get it again, too. Big-time players make big plays in big games. Let's see what he can do here.
How about the big fella with the hands? You know, those fullbacks are not talked about as athletes, but he shows you he can do a lot on the field, catches the football, gets the first down.
He'll get rid of it. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Oh, it's a fumble. And the defense has it. Everybody reverse skate. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Off the play fake on first down to throw. That's the end of the quarter, and Houston has the lead. This has been utter domination through 3 quarters, and the stats will back that up. Negative play on first down. That's what a defense always wants. Looking to throw, it's Powell. Got his man in the middle. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
And that's why the bullet pass is so important. Sometimes these defenses, they don't give you big windows to throw into, and you want to take that chance, but you cannot lob that football down the field and get it in there. Nice use of the bullet pass, my friend.
And they can't make the connection on third down.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
And it's knocked away, and they don't convert on fourth down.
Listen, with the aggressiveness of offenses and taking chances, a lot of times it's going to put your defense in a hole. And this defense is going to have to come through in the clutch right here because you're trailing. They can't get more scores. They got to get a stop on this possession, and the offense is going to have to do better than they just did.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
These guys are called matchup guys. They're not the biggest guys on the field, but they're going to win. Short, and they're going to catch the ball, and they're going to make yards after the catch. You can tell those are the type of guys in college football that are starting to get maximized and used a lot more than they were in the past.
And they knock him down, but he got past the line to gain.
Well, on that third down, the running back did a great job. He set up the screen, caught the ball, turned around, located his blocks downfield so he knew exactly where to go to pick up the first.
And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
And that running back essentially just did everything right. Not only did he rip off a 9-yard run with the lead late in the game, but he stayed in bounds. He had the awareness that if I stay in bounds, the clock keeps running, and it increases our chances of winning this game.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the first down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackling.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. This will be the 7th play of the drive, and they need to convert 3rd and 6. Now on the option. Now the pitch. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. Houston going up tempo. On 4th down, they'll throw for it. Couldn't find his man, and they'll give up the football on down.
This is so a Jesse Palmer move. Exactly what he would do. Continue to put the foot on the accelerator, try to rub it in. Can't win by enough. Gotta look good in the polls. This is your kind of offense, Palmer.
Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36. And Jesse, there's a huge mountain to climb here, but you might as well start with a chunk play.
Well, you got to start somewhere, Reese. It's been tough going.
pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. That is the last thing you want on first down as an offensive sack. Now it's second down. They get him down after he makes the catch. I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. The DBs will back off a bit. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
Well, they take a shot down the field. It's another incompletion. It's really been that kind of story. This defense has made this guy earn it every single play. Really small windows to throw into. One touchdown pass. That's a little bit surprising. You thought maybe they'd have more in this game.
He will not get it. A fourth down stop for this defense as they try to salt this one away. They've got the big fellas out there. A 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. Smart move to keep it on the ground. Makes a man miss. And they make the tackle, but the official has tossed his flag.
Hold it. Offense.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Line gets set, first down. Toss to the outside. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, this guy's been eating them alive all game long. Finally, though, David, you wonder if the defense has been able to make some adjustments, find something positive to help slow this guy down.
Hey, baby steps, right? That's a tackle for a loss. I know he's got over a hundo on the game, but this defense is definitely going to have to be more aggressive, commit more guys to stopping that bad man.
Trying to impose their will with the run. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold it. Offense.
That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. They'll line up for a second down play. Trying to beat him to the corner on the right. Across the 25, he's got room.
And I love the play call. Get it to the running back, chew up some yards so you make third down more manageable. 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9, Jesse. Now as a quarterback, I can be successful.
Yeah, and I think the play worked in part because the defense was expecting pass and that down and distance. So it begs the question now on 3rd and long again, might the offense go back to handing it off to their explosive playmaker at the running back position?
And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Movement here from the tight end. Quarterback will audible. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Quickly out to the tight end. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense, not exactly the perfect 4th down call there.
First down for the offense.
Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Unloads it downfield. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers and he couldn't hold on. From the gun, running back on the move. Pick up a 5. They'll need 5 more on 3rd down. And the Cougars want to pick up the tempo. They'll snap it from the gun on 3rd down. Makes the grab on the left. All kinds of running room. And he'll go out of bounds, and this aerial attack just continues to carve this defense into tiny slices. And that comfortable lead they enjoy right now is not slowing down the aggression, not one bit.
Well, I think at this point the coaching staff is...
Touchdown! Touchdown, Houston. And the stomping has commenced. They push the lead out here in the fourth quarter and close to getting back on track and going 2-1. And he puts through the extra point, lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
45, Eastern Michigan, 16.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. Eastern Michigan has it back as the Eagle offense returns to the field. It has been a rather forgettable day that's finally coming to a close, David.
Yeah, it's been an awful day.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
And man, is that just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done things that really gives your coach confidence and makes you want to believe in them. This offense has a lot of work to do before their next football game.
Now this team has consecutive wins, and when you start expecting to find ways to win games and you expect that you will perform well enough